Ken, when a team shoots like we did free throws in that stretch, you're just helpless. You just feel helpless over on the bench.
When we shot like we shot a they.
When you did.
Yeah, especially when they second half they made 15 of 19 and we were 6 of 20. We did what we felt we needed to do. We got to the line, which is critical, especially a team that shoots a very, very good percentage. I think we're one of the top 2 teams in the league in free throw percentage. But second half, we didn't put them down.
Ken.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Huskies win at 59-55, outscoring the Cougars 31-27 in the second half. Each team ends up scoring 30 points in the paint. Cougs outscore the Huskies off turnovers 13-10. Outscore the Huskies on second chance points 14-10 as well. And the Huskies, though, end up 17-24 from the stripe and win it by 4, 59-55. Right name of courtside coach Ken Bowen with us now in the media lounge. And Ken, I would imagine this was a heck of a basketball game. I would imagine a very difficult Cougar locker room afterwards.
Yeah, it was a game that we really thought we could go out and compete and work hard, and that's exactly what we did. I thought our guys competed extremely hard, and some disappointment in our locker room, no doubt about it.
And Marcus Cabers just said on the post-game show that obviously disappointment in the loss, but he says the one thing he takes out of this getting ready to head to LA for the final 2 games and then the tournament is that, hey, this Cougar team can compete with anybody they play against.
Yeah, I think we've shown that most every game, that we step on the court, our guys are ready to play, they play hard, they play together, and I feel like almost every single game they've left it on the court. And that's what we talked about in the locker room. That's what I'm most proud of, and I think our staff is. Some nights you just don't shoot the ball well, and tonight was one of those.
Dominated this game on the glass. In the first half, you had more rebounds in the first half of this game than the entire game in Seattle. Was it just the way the ball was bouncing? Was it effort? What was it?
I think a little bit of each. I thought our guys were really locked in and aware of how good of rebounding team Washington is, and to compete, we needed to have a presence on the boards, and our guys did a great job in that area.
A helpless feeling when those free throws aren't falling in the second half. This team has done such a good job at the free throw line all year, 11 of 12 in the first half, and then they just would not fall in the second half.
Yeah, helpless is a good word because there's not a whole lot you can do about it. We've got guys that can make free throws. They're stepping up at the line, and I know there's a fatigue factor, but still, their guys played just as many minutes, and unfortunately, they made free throws in the second half, and we didn't.
I thought it was an interesting game with the streaks and the changes that were made by both coaches trying to adjust and slow those streaks down.
Yeah, there were a few streaks, and I think both of us know each other's teams quite well. So there's a little bit of a chess match going on. Unfortunately, yes. He won.
C.J. Wilcox came in and hit some threes against the zone. You went man-to-man, and that slowed that down.
Yeah. C.J., boy, he came in the first half and hit 4 for 4 by halftime. And I thought our guys did a great job of knowing where he was in the second half. And then, of course, Terrence Ross. And as a team, they were 0 for 5 the second half from 3, but they found other ways to score. And, again, a lot of those points were at the free throw line second half.
And I know a tough way. I know that this whole team wanted to be able to send this senior class out with a win at home in this final game.
Yeah, we really did. These 3 seniors that played today, and, Faisal Aiden, they've been really a great part of the program. Great leadership, just kids that you can always depend on. And those are the kind of guys you want to go to battle with and support, and then hopefully win games to allow them to really enjoy their last experience here in Beasley. But tonight wasn't, just didn't happen.
Well, a heck of an effort and a heck of a college basketball game. Ken, we'll talk Tuesday night on the Coaches Show.
All right, thanks.
Was the last play designed to go to Patrick, the 3 in the court?
That was one of the options. If he was wide open, we told him to go ahead and shoot it.
Did you feel like he had a good look?
Oh, yeah, he had a good look. I mean, the other day in practice, I'll bet he made 8 out of 10, and he's a great shooter. You know, unfortunately for him, you know, kind of like Brock last year, Pat has not had a chance to play a lot of minutes, but we in our program know what he's capable of doing because we see him every day. And he's a prolific shooter, but it's hard. You know, that could have been just as easily my fault. I mean, a guy sits that long. Yeah, he gets out there at halftime and gets some shots up, but that's a lot of pressure on a kid. And so I still thought he would, if he was open, I told him, I said, if you're open, bury it. And if we had a chance to run the same thing right now, I think we would do it. I think our teammates would trust that he would make the shot because he does it so often.
Do you feel like, you know, with it seemed like that run with the pair of dunks and then the layup, that the Cougars were obviously very emotionally invested into the game. Do you think that they almost kind of ran out of that emotion and Washington was able to take control of that and fight back?
Well, I think we ran out of motion when we were struggling to score and they were, you know, just creeping back in the game. We were up at one time, I know, 45-32 with maybe 11 or 12 minutes to go. And we struggled to score for about 3-4 minutes. And that's when they got back. Now, to our guys' credit, once they got back and I think tied it up around 49 or 50 right in there, we kept battling. From that point on, we missed a lot of free throws.
And does, I mean, obviously it was a similar situation in Seattle to a degree. Does that sort of creep in a little bit when the Huskies made their charge there in the second half, as far as like, oh no, here they come again?
It can. That can creep in. That'd be a good question for the players. It didn't creep into me at all. I mean, I just kept coaching. But they're a good team. I mean, there's a reason why they're in whatever, first or second place in the league. They're good. But I'm proud of our guys. They came, they battled, they did whatever they could to win that game, and no one tries to miss a shot. I mean, they're trying. That's one thing you know. If a guy misses an assignment on defense or hustling back or a bad pass, this and that. But when a guy shoots, you know that they're really focused and trying to make it. We didn't shoot it well.
And when Devontae left with that injury earlier, what was the extent of that injury there?
He had when he left the first time, I think his finger was pulled out of socket. So he went back up to the locker room to get that, and then later he had an ankle sprain. It was hard for him to guard in the second half. He tried, but he was limited a little bit on his activity on the defensive end especially.
And do you feel good about getting Ladd out there, especially after the concussion?
Yeah, it's good to have him back. He works hard. You know, unfortunately he missed a couple free throws and missed 5 of his 6 shots, but it's good to have him back out there, and he worked hard.
Any more questions for Coach?
Ken, so much happened then, I can't even remember. Lacey, he was still on the bike at the end, right? He wasn't in at the end, was he? That last play? Was Simon in for him, basically?
Lacey was in the other corner.
Was he?
Yeah. Yeah, Ladd screened for Pat, and then Ladd was going to go up and screen again for Brock. Brock was going to roll the hoop, and I believe Lacey was in the other corner.
How much defensive focus did you guys pay to Terrence Ross?
You know what? I'm sorry. Marcus was in the other corner, and then the very, very end we put Devontae back in.
How much defensive attention did you guys focus on Terrence Ross? Because he only had 2 points. I mean, compared to the game in Seattle, he wasn't even an impact.
Yeah, well, and that's hard to do because they have so many weapons. Abdul Gaddy was a McDonald's All-American. Tony Roten's a pro. Ross is a pro. Wilcox played like a pro. They're hard to stop. But our guys did a nice job on Ross tonight. But if you take something away from one guy, sometimes you pay a little too much attention to him. You know, it allows Tony Roten to drive it a little bit more. And so when you have that many weapons on the court at one time, it's hard to key on too many guys because they have a lot of weapons.
Ken, did you feel offensively that you guys were going to be able to exploit them inside and kind of frustrate them into what happened there?
I didn't go into the game feeling that way. I mean, I thought Brock would have a productive game, and he did, but he had some good opportunities right near the rim that he didn't convert. But they have a big presence. You know, I don't think he got fouled. They just played really good defense, and he struggled scoring right around the rim, you know, late in the second half. But a lot of that had to do with their good defense.
Ken, between how well you guys rebounded in the first half and how good a rebound team Washington is, that first half, in your 3 years here, have you had a team rebound better than they did in that first half?
I don't recall. That might have been as good as any. Yeah, they worked.